Hey Fluid Physio fans, Jana here, physical therapist and owner. I wanted to shoot a short video. As you see, I'm in my little running gear. I just finished running about 40 minutes. I haven't done that in a while, not for that long. And so I wanted to address some of the things that I've had a couple of questions on already this spring, but little things that I actually started feeling. I thought, wow, perfect, it's nice and live, not only a live video, but live pain. So not having run for a while, my whole hips, my glutes, my body's not getting used to that endurance that it needed to have. So what's happened is that as I ran, I started feeling a little bit of that side knee pain. And the questions I've got recently is like, oh, my IT band's gotten really tight, and can I just roll it? What do I need to do about it? And okay, with the knee pain, actually, oftentimes, the majority of times, it's not the knee that's the problem. The problem is at the hip, except because all those muscles from the hip go down below the knee, that's where you end up having your pain. So I wanted to shoot a short video about what you can do with that little bit of knee pain, especially after you've gone for a run. First thing's gonna be a good warm-up, just easy walking, some dynamic warm-up exercises that you can see in one of the videos that we have on YouTube, dynamic warm-up exercises. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that we stretch the hip. And what's the best thing? So the quad muscles come right by the knee. So a good place to stretch, if you get something to hold on to, is this is one where a lot of people, oh look, I stretch my quad and this is great, except if you can see, my other knee is behind it. My right knee, well, that's my left knee is behind, and really my heel is now touching my butt, except I'm barely getting a quad stretch. So one of the better things to do is make sure that you bring the leg behind. So the leg that you're stretching behind the opposite leg, but not because you're leaning, but because you're extending the hip. Make sure you're also not really arching. So engage your core, bring your leg back, squeeze your butt on the other side, and you'll feel a much more intense stretch. You can stretch with the same arm. Let's see if I don't fall. You can stretch with the opposite side. And because switching arms rotates the hips slightly, you'll get a little bit of a different stretch. So for me and my outside knee pain, I'm actually getting a little bit better stretch, going right to the painful spot if I use my opposite arm. So quad and hip flexor stretch. Whoa! I fell! Anyways, not really, but my phone did. So excited from the stretch. Anyways, the next stretch, let's see if I can get this again. It only took me 10 minutes to set this up. Okay, the next stretch is gonna be, make sure you get your hamstrings stretched out. And one of those, that's an easy one. If you have a bar, like where I have the phone set up, and you put the leg, right? You can do that, so you guys can see it. Right here. Bring your chest up tall and lean. A little bit dark, but that's okay. Maybe this way. Except I am actually not very flexible, so bringing the leg all the way up there makes my back curve through here. So you can do it if you sit up tall. I'm already feeling the stretch. You can do it a little bit lower too, right there, and you can sit back to feel the stretch in the back. Other things are your hip flexor or your glutes, and for that you can do sort of like that pigeon or squat. Somebody else called it a figure 4 stretch or a bicycle stretch. The nuts. And really get that stretch in the back of the hip. And lastly, make sure your calves are stretched out. So bring the hip back, knee nice and straight. Let's see if you can get it from the air. There you go. Knee nice and stretched behind you. Knee slightly bent gets you a little bit of a different stretch, but still stretching that Achilles. So back. Well, why should I stretch my calf as my pain is in my knee? Well, very important to stretch with your knee straight, because one of your calf muscles actually crosses over the knee joint. So again, for knee pain prevention or management, it's important to stretch all the muscles that cross through the knee joint. So you can stretch your hip adductors, the inner thighs. You can do it like this, where you lean to one side, stretch the inside here, right? You can also lean forward. So you have your inner thighs, lean forward. You can feel the stretch through the inner thighs. You can lean back, feel the stretch of the inner thighs and hamstrings. So again, those are ideally you want to try to hold them between 20 and 30 seconds, 2 or 3 times on each side. If you're running, press for time at least once. And if you want to, oh, but the foam roller, all I hear about is the foam roller. You can foam roll, but the reason why you have the knee pain, it's not, you don't really want to foam roll the knee itself. The tissue in the IT band, actually the IT band comes all the way through here. The muscle, it's the TFL, or the tensor fascia lata. It actually, the muscle belly is here, and it's like a little bubble muscle. Like we need more bubbles, right? So a little bubble muscle, and it ends in the IT band, which is a very thick band below. It actually inserts right at the fibula, at the bone below the knee. The IT band is actually not very elastic. It's meant to stabilize the body. So what you want to roll is the muscles and the tightness from here, which can, when it's tight, create forces, because IT band, there's tissue that attaches to the kneecap, can cause some of the knee pain or discomfort. So rolling out through the top, you can roll out your quads, the muscle belly in the quads, or you can roll out the hamstring. You can do a little rolling of the calves, but rolling the IT band can actually create more inflammation and pain. So if you have any other questions about IT band, knee pain, hip strength, because again, well, my knees are hurting probably because my hips don't have the muscle endurance, and maybe I'm a little tight. I practice what I preach most all the time. And if you still have some questions, feel free to comment below. Feel free to contact us in our Facebook feed, message, or you can call us at 609-436-0366. Visit our website, fluidphysio.com, where there's also a contact page. You can send us a message there. And that's it. Have an awesome day. And I'm going to go to really actually stretch at least one time on each side because I got to do some work. Bye.